The true color. This is a little bit of a tip. Hello. We are doing a pretty long day of repotting plants. So I have 2 photo shoots coming up. One with this brand called Monstruosus, who makes these pots back here. And then also I'm doing a photo shoot with Paige, and she's photographing her new line of items that she made. And then she's also going to help me photograph some pots that I'm selling on my own website. So I'm getting those plants ready for that photo shoot, and I'm getting these plants ready for the monstruosus photo shoot. So yeah, I think I have like 7 plants I need to repot. So let's get started. We're gonna start with the big ones first. And those are the monstruosus pots. So they have a bunch of different sizes and colors, and it fits very well with like a mid-century modern aesthetic, so it fits the house well. I'm gonna repot this ficus into this white monstruosus pot. So this ficus elastica I got back in like 2021 when I was in college, and it has this inner variegation. I found it at a regular big box store. These planters don't have drainage holes on them, so I drilled the holes in some of the pots, especially the ones that I'll be using outside, but the ones for inside of the house I don't put a drainage hole because I think pots often look really nice when they don't have a saucer underneath them. It's honestly fine if you use pots without drainage holes. You just have to be very aware of how much you're watering your plant, and you just have to make sure you don't overwater it, essentially. But I've been doing this for a while now, and I'm pretty confident in my skills. Okay, so these are my gloves from Niwaki. These are my favorite gloves I've ever used because they're not too thick, and I can still like feel things with them. And yeah, they're only like $11 too, so pretty good deal. Let's see. It's been in this pot for like 2 years now, and I actually grow this ficus outside. Okay, it's coming out, it's coming out. Okay, so now I'm going to tease the roots a little bit to get some of the soil off. That way it can fit inside of the white pot. Teasing the roots to loosen up the root ball. So now let's see if it fits. Does it look good? I'm going to add in a layer of pumice at the bottom because whenever I pot a plant without drainage holes, I always want a layer of inorganic material at the bottom. So it could be lava rock, pumice, leca, just something that won't like decompose and rot if water pools at the bottom. Also, today we are getting a cat, but only for a week because we're watching one of our friends' cats. But Chris is super excited, and I am too. And they're gonna be here in about like 2 hours, so we might need to take a break mid-video. Okay, now I'm adding my soil. Where's my soil scooper? I've been trying to use tools more. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chris. I always forget to use my tools. I'm just like used to only using my hands and stuff. I need to get it inside of the pot in between the roots because it is filling out a lot of the pot. So I'm doing this. So let me silence my phone. Or maybe it's the cat. Let's check. Okay, no, it was just my friend telling me he can't come to my birthday thing. So the soil I'm using is Fox Farm Ocean Forest Mix. This is the soil that I use like for most of my houseplants. Give it a shake. And this helps get the soil in between the roots. For this plant, I'm actually not going to use a top dressing for it like I typically do because the owner of the brand said that he doesn't really like top dressing, he just likes soil to be at the top. So we are going to add a potting soil that doesn't have perlite in it, so it's just like nice plain soil at the top. This is just regular potting mix without any additions in it. I found the scooper that I've been looking for in the pot of soil. So we have the shoot tomorrow with monstruosus, and then the shoot with Paige in a few days. Also, it's going to be my birthday soon on June 9th. And also this weekend, we're going to go to Pride. This is my first ever time going to a Pride event at all. It's because it falls around my birthday, so I just never had the opportunity to go, even though I wanted to go ever since I was like 16 or 15. So we're going with some of my friends for my birthday. Also, some more updates. The construction on the burned down house is going to start soon. So I don't know how that's going to go with the filming. I'll just have to have more of a schedule with how I film and stuff. Luckily, construction doesn't happen on weekends. So I just have to kind of like plan my filming around that. So here is the Ficus elastica, my rubber tree, all potted up, looking beautiful. I need to clean off the leaves since it's going to be used for a shoot. And it's very dusty because it's been outside. But yeah, first one done. Gosh, look at Theo, the stalker. So now we are repotting this asparagus fern into this green pot, and I thought that the two different green tones would look good together. Also, Sam, the owner of monstruosus, he really likes asparagus fern, so that's what we're using. And this one, I drilled a drainage hole underneath. You just use a regular drill, and you use a diamond, like a diamond bit or something, diamond drill bit, and then you use water and you just drill a hole in it. It's pretty easy. I had this plant growing in my on my balcony earlier, and I'm still gonna have it grow outside, which is why I put the drainage hole underneath. So I'm gonna reuse the soil that my rubber plant was in, just to save on soil. Okay, let's place it in here. Theo is trying to get out. He's like under the curtain right now. I don't know if you can see him, but he's never this like antsy to come and hang out with us. I'm actually gonna keep this one out in front of the house over here on this brick ledge that we have behind me, because I think that these pots will look really good with the backdrop of the mid-century style windows. Oh, also, is he right there? Is that his face? Mm-hmm. You can see his little nose underneath the curtains. Oh, so sad. We would let him out, but it's just not safe to let him run around unsupervised out here because we have predators in Southern California. Okay, and give it a shake. It's harder to do this with big pots. The plant is a little bit lower inside of the pot than I would like, so the way that I raise it up is I like gently pull it while shaking the soil. Okay. How does that look? So now I'm gonna add just the pure potting soil without the perlite, as I guess it sort of is the top dressing, just to clean it up. I find like perlite soil mixes, they never really look that good because the perlite always rises to the top, and perlite just looks like unnatural because it has such a stark white color to it. This plant is finished. I really like it. I think it'll look better kind of once it fills out more and it grows out, but I really like the colors together. The glaze on these is like super nice and clean, and it's not too glossy but also not too matte. I guess it's like satin, like a satin finish. So the next plant are these cactus. These are actually cactus that are growing in the yard that were cut by the gardeners, and then I rooted them. So yes, this one is going in this black pot. I'm gonna add a drainage hole in this, and now I can show y'all how to do it, how to drill a hole. You wanna make sure that this is wet and that it stays wet while you're drilling. And then eye protection is important. So where did I put my eyeglasses? Here they are. You gotta protect your eyes, And it's also good to wear a mask because the dust from ceramics is not good to inhale, but because we have water on here, it kind of keeps the dust down. So I'm just gonna hold my breath and do it. Okay, so this is like a diamond bit for the drill. You don't want to use like a regular bit. You need a specific one for ceramics. First, you start at a little bit of an angle so that way it can anchor into the pot. And then when you fill a bit of a groove, you can rotate it this way. Oh. And there we go. Now I can take off my safety glasses. These cactus, they actually recently fell over during a windstorm, so they shouldn't be too rooted in here. I'm going to gently like tug at them. Oh, okay, maybe they did root. Let's see this one. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm gonna bring these on the ground just to be safe so I don't hurt myself or the cactus. Laying it down. Gently. Need to pull that out. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'll just clean this up later. This one is going in here like this. How's that look? Pretty good.
Are they gonna be up?
Yeah, it's gonna be like this. Like this. Does that look good?
Yeah.
The way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna leave the cactus inside, and then I'm gonna fill it with soil, and then adjust the cactus within the soil. So this isn't like a very good cactus mix, but I'm just gonna use it anyway and be careful with how much I'm watering. I don't have much pumice left, so I don't want to use it on this. I think sand would look the best, but we're just gonna use these orange rocks that I have. I'm kind of out of breath because I was carrying this bag of rocks. Also, we keep moving a little bit slightly to the left because the sun is directly overhead the table now. So after we pot this, we might take a little bit of a break. It's like Arizona. So it looks really orangish right now, but it just has like a layer of dust on all of the rocks. So once we wet it, it'll look different. There it is. Now Chris wants to spray it. This is like my favorite part with top dressing, is spraying it. Okay, Chris, go for it. Do you want me to record?
Yeah. Let's reveal
see.
the true color. Whoa. It's crazy. I could do this full time. Be a full-time rock sprayer.
It'd be easier to hose it off.
Yeah, but this is...
Okay. Yeah, no.
So colorful.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. I like it. It's more of a mix than I thought it would be. So this cactus is done now, and we are going to take a break, wait for the sun to pass, so that way we can come out and not be just like in full sun, because we're not full sun people. So during our break, the little kitten arrived. Her name is Bee. At first, her and Theo did not get along that well, but Bee is actually very playful and friendly and outgoing. So after a few days, they actually started playing, and now they're kind of friends. So one of the reasons why we decided to babysit her is because we wanted to see if Chris and I would be allergic to her, since she's being fed like a diet that reduces allergens, and so far we don't have allergies. So yeah, maybe we'll get a cat, and maybe we'll get her. We don't know yet. She's currently being fostered, so we could potentially adopt her. We just want to see how it goes a bit longer before we decide anything. We are back, and the sun has passed, so now we're recording again. The next plant that we're repotting is this Norfolk pine, and then we're repotting this into this big yellow planter that's right there. It's gonna stay outside, so I need to drill a drainage hole in it. We've done this before, so don't need to tell you much about this. Take this out of the pot and separate it because this is too much in one pot. So this is really root bound. I'm gonna bring this down on the ground again just because I don't want to make a huge mess on the table. Okay. It's very root bound, so I'm just like breaking up the root ball. Oh, also the cat's here now. After this, we're gonna go see how it's doing and eventually introduce the cat to Theo. Since this plant is just one plant, or they've fused together, I'm not sure, I'm actually just going to cut some of these branches off at the lower point because right now the plant just looks too messy and it wouldn't look very good. What?
It's tall, but it looks cute.
It looks good, right?
It looks very sunny.
What, the pot or the plant?
The plant in the pot.
Oh.
Not this one.
So what I think I'm gonna do is leave one big trunk and maybe 1 or 2 small trunks. So we're gonna prune this back a lot. I feel like there's some people that are gonna be mad at me for this, but you gotta do it. First, I'm gonna remove these dead leaves. Ow. It's a little bit prickly. Is that most of the yellow leaves?
Yeah, there's just little bits in the sun.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna remove this little one. Sorry, little one. What do we think? I just pruned it back a little bit. Do you think I should separate or cut more off? I think I'm gonna remove this one.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah, less bushy. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of pruning on some of these trunks so that way it's not like too bushy. Okay, what do we think now? Little makeover.
It's hard to distinct, like the plant in the back is kind of like greening it up on here, so it's hard to like get a shape of sense of
here.
shape.
Let me move it. Is that better?
Yeah. Looks really good.
Yeah, right? Okay, so it gave it a little pruning makeover. Now it's ready to be potted up. Okay, let's see. We got our helper here. The distributor. Okay, now I'm gonna lift up the plant a little bit. Could you hold it like this? Or it might be a little bit prickly, so. You good?
Yeah.
I haven't like kept this plant as a houseplant before. I just keep it outside. But I always see people saying it's very difficult to grow. But I mean, in California, I guess it grows really well, just like on its own. I barely even water this thing. But we have had a lot of rains recently, so maybe that's why. For this one, we're just gonna use that regular soil top dressing again. And I'm putting a sort of thick layer on the top, so that way when I water it, the perlite from the other soil doesn't come to the top. I feel like this is a cool pot for this plant. Here it is. I need to like hose it down and water it to clean off the dirt and also to level the top dressing, or to level the soil on the top. But that's pretty much it. I also need to clean off the leaves. Looks good. It's cute. That was the last large plant. Now we're focusing on the smaller ones. So I just have a few of them. The first one is going to be this Ariocarpus inside of this gray gloss Hasami porcelain pot. I love these kinds of pots, and I'm going to be selling these soon on my website. Not by the time that this video is up, but eventually. Okay, so I do a mix for most of my like cactus succulent plants. That's just like potting soil and a lot of pumice. So that's what I'm doing. I have some of this pumice ready to go, so I just need to add some of the potting soil. So I kind of want to do a little bit of a habitat scape with this plant. So I have some cool rocks and top dressings that I'm going to use. So let's unpot this and see what we're working with. Squeeze the pot a little bit, and then it just slides right out. And This is not rooted that much. We filled this pot with soil. Let's see. Okay, definitely too low. I have these large lava rocks that I got from this guy who's going to tear down his house, and he has a bunch of these big lava rocks outside of his house. So Chris and I, we brought a bunch of them home, and I actually broke these off with a hammer. So it's a big lava rock, but I broke off little chunks with my hammer. You can actually see one of the lava rocks over there. This is one of them, and we have like 8 of those. So I want to create like a habitat thing with this, and then have the Ariocarpus in the center. This is really thick. Should I have it in the center then? Maybe just like on the side? Because I don't think I can put it in the center. Yeah, okay, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. When you use rocks, you want to have the rocks slightly buried in the soil, or else it looks unnatural. Because in nature, rocks aren't just like sitting on top of soil usually. That looks good, and then I think this one's too large. I think it's kind of cool like that, and then with sand in the middle or something. Or should it be like this one? Maybe we'll go with just a small one, because maybe 2 big ones is too much. Yeah, something like that. And then, should I use the sand? I have decomposed granite, but I've never actually really used this for plants. Well, this could actually look good. What do you think, Chris? Sand or DG? So I think I like the DG. And I have some little smaller pieces of the lava rock that I broke off, so let's just scatter these around. Kind of like as accent rocks. So now I'm gonna mist it. This is a little bit of a test because I haven't grown plants with decomposed granite before, but I know it's used for landscaping, mostly to make pathways. But I've also seen like cactus grown inside of DG, or like have DG on the top, so I'm hoping this will work. But if not, it still looks pretty good, I think. So it looks a little bit muddy right now. I think because the DG is pretty fine, but once it dries, I think it'll look really good. So we'll come back to it once it dries off a little bit. But I think it's kind of cool. So this next plant is just this little cactus tip that was also cut off by the gardener, and I've been letting it dry. So I kind of like that it just fills up this entire pot. And it'll go well with the other plants that I'm potting in the Hisami porcelain pots, because it's all kind of more desert themed. Should I add anything to this? It's kind of full already. Yeah, I'm doing too much. So this one's pretty basic. We're just gonna put soil in, and put in the plant, and then put in a little bit of top dressing. Okay, now that I have it like that, I'm just going to add top dressing. So I'm going to use the DG again just to keep things kind of looking consistent. Okay, it's done. It's cute, right? Just simple. But look at it with this one. Cute. Yeah, right? Don't these make for a very cute pairing together? I could sell this as a set. This is my Pachypodium, or Pachypodium Madagascar palm. Madagascar palm is the common name. And oh, these planters, we're also gonna photograph these. I'm just gonna pot these later on my own time. These are rice husk planters, and I love them. They're a great alternative to plastic pots, and I love the color too. They look nice, and they are biodegradable, so they decompose within like 3 to 5 years. And yeah, I'm also gonna be selling these on my website. That will be there, and we're also gonna photograph these. But I wanna put this plant in this tan Hasami porcelain pot. Does this look centered? I think we might have actually repotted this plant in one of my previous repotting videos, but the pot it was in was so small, so I think I should get another piece somewhere. Like, not even a big one, but just like a kind of smaller one. Okay, you guys want to come with me to hack off a piece of a rock? Let's go. Can I actually borrow your glasses, Chris? Okay. It should be fine, but whoa, whoa, cannot see.
Why don't you get to the rock first?
So here's our little collection of rocks. They're quite heavy, so we haven't moved them much. But I'm just going to use this part of the hammer. Just... Here are my rocks. I'm just going to add a little bit more soil. Add some of these rocks around. So I'm not sure if I like how this looks just yet, but we're just gonna mist it because the light is fading away and it's getting pretty late. So, the mist of truth.
A little lower. And tilt it down a little bit. I think it's cute.
They look really good all next to each other. I like them all together. They make a very nice set. So we finished repotting all of the plants, and now we're gonna go hang out with the cat and get it to like us. I also need to clean up too. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.